Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you enjoy what I got for you. I got awesome DIYs for you to enjoy. Please give me a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get into those DIYs. Hey everyone, DIY number 1. So this here, I actually got these from Walmart. There's 2 of them there. They're same thing. The other one I actually just peeled out the other bottom of the board. And I just glued them on. These I actually got from Walmart around Valentine's time. $3.98 I paid for them, I believe. I'm just getting them to stick well. So I do show you the tag there. And then I grabbed some of my Waverly antique wax and I just go over the entire thing. I don't do the bottom or the inside, I guess, but I do go around the top and all around the sides. And then this, I grabbed a piece of calendar out of that calendar that I just showed you right there. It's one of the one with the little truck on it from Dollar Tree. And I just cut a strip of watermelon and I'll grab my glue stick and I'll just glue that down on there. And I glue it down and get it to stick really well. And I grabbed some styrofoam that I got from the Dollar Tree as well. And I'm actually gonna grab my little spatula from my Cricut and just cut it. I don't glue it down because I want this to be able to be removed if someone wants to. These flowers I believe I got from a thrift store, but they had the original tags still on them. They came from Hometown Crafts. I'm not sure how much I paid for them though. I just cut them and then I'm just arranging them the way I want them to. I do go in with some more purple ones just to fill it up more. I was just trying to make sure that you couldn't see the foam, I guess, but these ones I know I got from a thrift store. I think I paid $1.99 for them. These were in one of my hauls in the past, so if you're interested in seeing any of those, go ahead and explore my channel. But that's all I did to this DIY number 2. So this is one of my favorite projects. I am gonna finally make a gnome for you guys. Here I'm going in with scallion Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just giving this sock just a little bit of a paint with that green. I wanted it to match our theme, and if you haven't guessed it already, our theme is watermelon, and I am doing a tier tray for you guys, so I'm just going over it with some of this paint just to give it a little bit of green for like the rind and stuff. I do set that aside to let it dry a little bit, and then I grabbed one of these little rounds. These I got a bunch of these from a garage sale last year, I believe. My husband actually found them and asked me if I would use them. I'm like, yeah. I mean, you can use them for almost anything. So, I knew I had some of the little wooden stickers from Dollar Tree somewhere with all the, like, lemons and watermelon and stuff like that, but I could not find them in my stash, but I ended up finding them later. But here I mixed up some paint. I went with some red was it red or red flag or something like that in apple barrel, and I put a little bit of my Waverly ivory chalk paint in there just to mix it up, try to get it not too pink, but I wanted it to be a little pink. And I actually go in, this one actually was a little bit lighter than what it should have been. I actually did go in with a little bit more red in future DIYs here, and then I just go over the edge with that scallion just to give it a little bit of the rind. This is going to be an embellishment for our gnome's hat, so and I do believe I go over it like 2 or 3 times with that paint. This wood was soaking it up. But then I just grabbed a little Sharpie and just put a couple of little dots on the thing for the seeds. And then I am going to be going in with another sock for his body. Don't mind me fumbling around here. I actually found a lot easier way to make these, so hopefully I don't have too many of these that are gonna be this fumbly, but I just fill up the gnome's bottom with as much of the rice as I thought was possible or was needing, and then I cut right below the heel of the sock, and then I grab some polyfill and I stuff the rest of the body in there, just enough to where I think it has enough to where I can tie a little rubber band around the top of it. I mean, this is going to be your preference, and depending on how big of a gnome you want, you can use any kind of sock, any colors. I actually got some of them that I've made from, actually that pink sock there is from the Dollar Tree. I believe I got those around Christmas time when all the fluffy socks are out for stocking stuffers and everything like that. The green one I actually got off of Amazon. I ordered some fuzzy socks. And that beard as well I ordered. That's actually from Etsy. I have some of the fabric. Oh, it's like a roll of beard. But these ones just were so much more fluffier and longer. So I really, really, really liked these. And I actually ordered a bunch more off of Etsy too, so I do have some of the roll stuff myself, so I can make it myself, but I really like these beards. I mean, whoever has them is excellent at it. And then I just grabbed a little wooden bead, and I actually put a little hot glue inside the holes, and then I glue each end to the gnome, one above, like on his hat, and then one right where his beard meets the nose, and push it down. I actually got some just little wooden balls without the little hole in them for this reason, because it is hard sometimes to maneuver to try to get that little hole to be covered. But I just go around and glue his little hat on after his beard and his hat, or his nose, is all done. And then I cut on that sock right below the heel. So, and then I grab more polyfill and stuff the hat enough to where I can tie the top of it. And then I grab some jute twine and tie a little piece of jute twine around it, trying to get that top of the hat just to pop up a little bit. That's going to be kind of, you know, like a hat usually is, kind of has that little knob at the top of it. And then I tie a little bow in that leftover jute twine, and I do end up adding a little button, but I don't show that, I guess. I must have done it off camera and not realized it. But then I glue his little watermelon on, and he is so freaking cute. But he is all done, and here I'm just fumbling around with his hat, trying to get it to look decent. And well, I fixed his little nose. I could still probably see some of the hole on it, but there he is. And DIY number 3. Oh, now this was a lot of painting, guys. I tell you, after I got this tier tray done, I was done with painting, and I actually enjoy painting, but I had enough after this. But I just use basically the same mixture of paint. Like I said, this one is a little bit darker, so I had a little bit more of that red. And this is actually a garland that I picked up from Joann's when it was like 50% off their spring stuff. I do believe I have that in one of my hauls as well. I promise I don't show all of this to you, because otherwise this video would be really long. But I just basically go over each one of them, paint them all in this pinkish color, front and back. Oh, and yeah, my husband actually was nice enough to cut down a couple of those rounds, or well, one of the rounds. They actually those are the ones from Dollar Tree that have a little circle up on top where they have the jute twine in it. I've used them for ornaments actually, but he just cut one right in half, and I had that as well. I painted that the same colors. Here I'm going in with some green. The green, I didn't like the color of this. It was just a little too light for me. So the first green that I had in there was Shamrock Green by Folk Art. Or not Folk Art, sorry. Apple Barrel. And then I put in some, I believe it was like Evergreen or something, just to give it a little more darkness. And so that's what you saw me put in there. And then I just paint all of them front and back with the green. I'm going to show you this one too. Like I said, these were super cute. I really like how these turn, because they stand up by themselves. So, but these ones were a little bit different because they had a solid. So I just went over everything with that, and then on the like around the green, the darker green, I went in with some more scallion and just outlined it like the rind, the inside rind of it. You'll kind of see it if it don't make sense to you, but I do believe I leave that in there just to kind of give you an idea of what I did with these. Oh yeah, I forgot I did that too. On all of these pieces, I go in with the scallion on that too, just to give it a little more detail. I was not precise in any way. I just went along with some, yeah, like you can see, some kind of gaps, just to give it a little more dimension, I guess. Kind of show that it's two different colors. And then here I'm going around the edge of that pink with the scallion, like I said. I got crazy cats in the background, guys, so if you hear some bags rattling and all that, it's my noisy cats. Now this, I actually went in with the color Pavement. It's kind of a blackish gray color for the seeds. And I did not use the garland that they sent in the package. I just used my own. But here I'm just stringing them up. I really like how this turned out. I thought it was very cute. This is actually the very first garland that I've made like this. I have made the bead garlands before, but nothing like this. So I actually really liked this. sorry about all that. My cat decided she was going to jump up on the couch and she knocked over my little speaker and everything. She's being crazy. Hit my computer and everything. Quit. Here now I just cut a bunch of this gingham ribbon. Sorry, it's out of frame right now. But I'm just going around. I'm kind of just going right in between each one of the watermelon. Sorry, I was having a issue remembering the names of some things, but yeah, I just go in between each one of the watermelons with that. That's pretty much all I do with this. I had to cut a couple more strips, but okay, DIY number 4. This is one of the little birdhouses actually from Michael's. They have some of these. You actually can get them from Walmart too, but they I didn't really show this part, but I went over the edges of the the roof of the birdhouse with that scallion, just to kind of tie all the projects in together. And then I go in again with that pavement by Apple Barrel for the little seeds. And then I go in with bottom of the birdhouse. I go in that with scallion as well. And I actually use the same paintbrush that I used for the roof. So it kind of has a darker tint in certain areas, which I absolutely love. I thought that turned out super cute. So in some areas it was a little bit darker because it was getting some of the other green. It just turned out absolutely perfect. But that's it. That's DIY number 4. This is DIY number 5. So I went in with one of these mason jars that I got a bunch of these during the fall time. Of course I'm gonna let you sit here and watch me struggle with a sticker. Probably should have cut some of this out, but you know, again, I'm not the best at editing, so I suffer, you suffer. No, I'm definitely not the best at editing, so but yeah, the struggle is real. Sometimes they come off really nice, and then sometimes you have to do this. Grab tools and scrape. Anyway, I took off that jute twine that was around there, and that just came off. And then I did peel the front up. If I can use the front, I will. Just because the back's already clean and I don't have to deal with anything. So I grabbed a baby wipe and moistened that down just to get it to peel up better. And then I grabbed some scissors and I just peeled up the rest of it. And it turned out decent. I did go over it with a sanding block at the end of it too, but again, going over this with, so you're actually going to see me mix some more up, but I'm going over this with the same paint that I've been doing. This one, I believe it was a little bit lighter, so I did go in with a little bit more, just to give it a little more darker color. And I believe I did 3 coats on this because this really soaks up that paint. But I went along the sides and the front 3 times. I promise I don't show all of that. Just drawing the first coat here. And then this is actually a scarf from the Dollar Tree. I picked this up a while back. I've had it in my stash for quite a while. I think I was like 2 years ago. It's been sitting in my stash for about 2 years. But I thought the green would just matched perfect with the watermelon theme. So I just wrapped it along the top. And then I grabbed some more jute twine. And I just looped it around the little ridge that they have. Enough just to make me happy, I guess. I don't know if I even counted it, but just enough to where I thought it was enough. Glue it down back. And then I cut off the excess of the green. I didn't need that much of the green. But I wanted to make sure we had enough, so I waited to cut it. And it was a little loose around there, so I did go around the glue gun just to tack it down a little bit better. And then I grabbed that same piece of calendar page that we used for the first project that we had, and I just cut around the watermelon as close as I could. And I glued that down with my glue stick. And this is actually the twine, or the jute twine that I got out of the package of garland. And I thought, well, it's a cute little bow already. We'll just use that. And then I grabbed my paint marker. I got these from Walmart, actually. And just wrote watermelon jam. Added a couple of seeds to the side of it. And I did go over the watermelon and get a little more darker paint on those watermelons, or the watermelon seeds. But that was it. And DIY number 6. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to not be able to talk. This is actually a jar that I've had in my stash for a while. It's actually a Cheese Whiz jar that I just washed up and peeled the label off and stuff. But I'm going in with a coat of Mod Podge just to make the paint stick better. I don't know, it works for me. I think it works a lot better on glass if you do it this way. And I just dry it quickly so I can keep working, but and once that's dry, I go along the bottom with the same green paint that I've been using through this whole project, or this whole video. And I believe I go over this with 2 or 3 coats as well. And then I go along the edge with my scallion, like I have been, just to give it a little more of the Rhine look. And then back in with our pink color. Probably should have cut more of this out. You guys have seen me paint dozens of times in this video, so I do go over it with another coat of Mod Podge just to keep the paint on there so it doesn't peel up. I actually should have put my seeds on there before I put the thing of Mod Podge, but you know, that's not how my brain works. But it is what it is. I just go along and just put seeds wherever I feel like they need to be. I go in with some more jute twine and I just glue a little bit and I just wrap. I only glued the one area and then I glued an area to glue the last of the jute twine, and this stays really nicely. Sorry about that, my cats are being pains. Alright, DIY number 7. These I got from Walmart as well. They come in a package of probably like 5 or 6 of them, but I just cut them in half, or cut it in half. With the scissors. They're pretty thin, and then I sand the little rough edges down and again paint them into our little watermelons. I grabbed one of these little houses from Dollar Tree, and I struggled with getting this stuff off too, and I know there's been a lot of DIYers that have used these and said the same thing. But I just peeled off those little things and grabbed my heat gun and began to scrape. I promise I don't show you all of this because it took me a little while. And I go in with some ivory paint in Waverly just to cover up the words. And then I decided I was going to do some scrapbook paper. So I end up doing that. Some watermelon paper that I got from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. This was probably when they actually still had the 4 for $1. I just traced around the back of the house and cut it out and make sure my paint is dry here. Then I go in with my glue stick, get all the edges so it glues down nicely. I just put it on my little house. I do go over the edges with some sandpaper just to make sure it's all smooth and looking nice. And then I grab one of our little watermelons that we painted and glue it right down on the side there. Now I did go in with some of these sticker letters from Dollar Tree, but I mean it looked good on in front of me just because I can see it shine and stuff, but I wanted them to stand out a little bit more, and I know it wasn't real easy for you guys to see on here, but I basically spelled out, "You are one in a melon." But like I said, I wanted them to stand out a little bit more. So after I put them on there, I went over with I should have cut some of this out too. I tell you guys, I'm a hot mess. I need to get better at my editing skills. And here, like I said, I'm going in with a Sharpie marker and just coloring inside and tracing around. DIY number 8. So here's some more painting, guys. I've had these wood rounds for a while. I bought them a while back because I wanted to try to do some Christmas ornaments with them. I have so many of these. I've collected them for quite a while, and I don't think I've ever used them for DIYs for ornaments. So I figured, what the heck, I'm gonna make some watermelon coasters. So I'm just going around with our same paint color. I do this on all 4 of them. I do not show you all 4, I promise. And you see that I went over and with and did the seeds and everything, but now I'm just going over with a lovely coat of Mod Podge to protect the wood and the paint so you can actually use them for drinks. And I just do that to all of them. And I really liked how these turned out. I thought these turned out super cute. I'm gonna probably just try selling these at the flea market this weekend, so. And then I grab a piece of leftover ribbon and just wrap it around. Make a cute little bow. And that is it. DIY number 9. So I grabbed one of these that I've had in my stash since October from fall time. So I just go over it with some ivory paint. I do believe I go over this with like 3 coats to cover that writing up. And then I take the other watermelon that we made earlier and I glue that right down to the back of it. And this is when I find my other watermelon pieces that I was talking about, the little wooden ones. And I just paint that the same way that I painted all my other watermelons. This one I believe I go over the seeds with a Sharpie, but other than that. Oh, it's a paint pen, excuse me, but whatever. I do peel off the little sticky thing in the back and just put hot glue on it. Otherwise it doesn't seem like they ever stick. And then I grab my same paint pen and I just write in my crappy cursive handwriting, "Hello, sweet, sweet summer." And I'm just kind of going over it. Make it stand out a little bit more. And I do a lot of that lettering technique where you kind of make some of the areas of the words thicker than the other ones. You can kind of see it on the hello better than the rest of it. And then I decided I was just gonna kind of just do a vine like detail on it. And then I dry brushed over the rest of it with that green paint. Just to give it a little more detail and texture. And then I pop it back in the back of it. Or the frame, I guess. Pop the back into the frame. And DIY number 10. And I'm warning you guys on this one. It was really hard for me to film. If you guys have seen my haul videos, you've seen me pick this up. This was at a thrift store. What I thought was easiest, I'm gonna cover up that paisley, but I basically just grabbed some scrapbook paper and I put it on the bottom of one of the shelves and just pushed down on it all the way around. I did try to trace it, that didn't work, but I just kind of pushed all the way around just to get that indentation. And then I went in with my scissors and cut to my best ability. I did actually have to do this twice because it didn't fit the first time, but after I got it to fit, pulled it up, and sorry, it's really blurry. I had to move that handle and I didn't do that. But after that, I grabbed my other piece of Mod Podge piece of scrapbook paper and just traced around it and then cut out that one. That way, I had a template. I didn't have to go through the struggle again. And then after that, I go over the shelves. Well, I make sure that one fits, but I go over the shelves with some... I'm trying to adjust the camera, but it's just not working. That handle's too close. But anyway, I go over the shelves with some Mod Podge. Heavy coats. I actually do really heavy coats on this. And then I just push it down. Sorry that's not in frame. There, you can kind of see it now. When I move it, it works out great. But I just do the same thing to the bottom shelf, which you cannot see. And then the final reveal. I'm actually going to be showing you how I decorated it. Don't mind the mess over there. And I apologize on this angle too, guys. I tried with my camera. The tripod that I had my camera on just was not working. It was too low. I couldn't get it to go up any higher. it just was giving me heck of time. But I do show you around it at the end of it, but just kind of gives you an idea of how I did it. I really love that garland. I thought that helped out that tier tray so much. I did have plans on selling this tier tray at the flea market, but I'm kind of in love with it, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. The coasters I probably will, just because I have extra. I mean, I have a bunch um of those wooden things that I can make more, so. And then the last finishing touch is our little gnome. Look at how cute he is. Oh. But here's our watermelon themed tier tray. I set that down in front of it because I didn't have no room.